there, welcome to another episode on common errors in English, all right? And so far, we've treated a lot of common errors, and they've been exciting, they've been fun, and they've been informative. And if you want to know about or see some of the common errors that we already treated, you should probably go and watch our videos from the very top, okay? All right, I'm sure you're going to find them fun and interesting because some of the things you actually see on a daily basis are just nah. But that's the reason why we're doing this video, right? So that, your knowledge of what is correct and what is wrong will be much more accurate, all right? So we're going to move on to more common errors in English, and we're going to be talking about, today, we're going to be talking about severally and several, right? Severally and several. So you see things like, or you hear statements like, I called you severally, but you didn't pick. Okay? Now, I called you severally, but you didn't pick. And you hear stuff like somebody else will say, I called you several times, but you didn't pick up. Now, shockingly or surprisingly, the word severally means, when I found it out myself, I was like, oh my God, we've actually been saying the wrong thing all the while. Or we've been saying the right thing, but, passing the wrong meaning. The word severally, if you Google it, the word severally means separately. So, it means when you say, I called you severally, you are saying I called you separately, which is grammatically wrong, because how do you call somebody separately, right? Or except it's a group of people. So when you say, I called you all severally. So you say, I called you all separately at separate times. So that's what severally actually means. Severally actually means several, separately, right? But when you talk about, if you want to talk about, when you call someone repeatedly on over and over again, you say, I called you several times. So I called you severally is wrong, but I called you several times is correct. So please avoid, it's going to be quite difficult, but avoid saying I called you severally, or avoid using severally when what you want to say is repeated action, right? Several times, all right? So that's about that. Now we're going to be looking at stressed up versus stressed out. It's common for us to say, when we are tired or we had a long day, you could just say, I'm stressed up, right? I'm stressed up. Some of us say I'm stressed out. Which of them is actually correct? If you check through your dictionary or Google or any search engine, right, the word stressed up does not exist. It is not found in any English dictionary. So the preposition up does not go with the word stress. So you only have stressed out, not stressed up. So when you say I am stressed up, it's ungrammatical, but when you say I am stressed out, then you are right. I know sometimes when we are making those statements, we are extremely tired, and so you just say anything that comes to your mind, right? I get. But then the goal is, to get better, right? So try as much as possible not to say stressed up, but stressed out. Another word or another common error we're going to be looking at is the word stinking or stinkingly. Is it stinking or stinking? So we hear people say, Dangote is stinkingly rich. Now, I don't think I've actually made this mistake, personally. I don't think I've actually made this mistake because as an English student, I understand that stinking there is already an adverb. So there's no need whatsoever to add ly to it, right? Because we all know that the common way to identify an adverb is to add the suffix ly. But stinking is already the adverb because stink is the adjective. Then stinking is the adverb. So when you say stinkingly, that's wrong. It's grammatically incorrect. So Dangote is not stinkingly rich. You say Dangote is stinking rich. All right? Stinking there just means extremely, right? Very, very is almost indescribable, right? So Dangote is stinking rich, not Dangote is stinkingly rich. So you do not have stinkingly. Stinkingly does not exist as an English word. Okay? The adverb is stinking. The adjective form is stink. Okay? He stinks, right? You get? Or he's stinking, right? Stinking, there is an adverb, right? So you cannot add ly to it already. Good. Or you cannot add ly to it again rather. So that's about that. So Dangote is stinking rich. The next one we're going to be talking about is Slug It Out, SLOGITOUT, and Slug It Out, SLUG. So we have SLOG, Slug It Out, and SLUG, Slug It Out. Which of them is correct? When you slug it out with somebody, you are fighting or going physical until you finish and there's an obvious winner. Okay, so it means when you slug it out something, it's not always physical. It could be mental, right? It could be in a competition. You say, wow, they're really slugging it out, right? So it may not be necessarily physical or aggressive. It could be mental. It could be in a contest, right? So when you slug it out with somebody, you are going toe to toe, right? To make until there is a winner, right? And the correct spelling is not SLOG. The correct spelling is SLUG. So you slug it out, not SLOG, but SLUG. All right, the next one we're going to be talking about is it surrounding or surroundings? Is it surrounding or surroundings? So, examples. His surrounding must be kept clean, and his surroundings must be kept clean. Let's analyze this. Please note that surrounding, when used as a noun, must always be in the plural form. So you cannot have his surrounding. You can only have his surroundings, right? There's no his surrounding or my surrounding. Is my surroundings. So there's always an S when you're using surroundings as a noun. All right, but if you are using it as maybe an adjective, then it can do without the S. You can say, my surrounding, something surrounding you, right? My surrounding partners, right? Or my friends were surrounding me, right? Do you understand something like that as a verb or an adjective? My surrounding garments, my surrounding, whatever. As long as it's not a noun, you can do away with the S. But when you are referring to it as a noun, it must always have the word S. So it will not be surrounding, but surroundings. All right? The next one we're going to be talking about is solicit for or solicit. Do you solicit for something or do you just solicit? This is another redundancy. If you say solicit for, you are creating a redundancy because the word solicit already means to ask for. Okay? So let's look at this example. I am soliciting for help from the NGO, and I am soliciting help from the NGO. You do not solicit for. The right thing will be, I am soliciting help from the NGO. Okay? So you can solicit help, you can solicit funds, you can solicit assistance, whatever, but you do not have to add the preposition for, right? You create, a redundancy. All right, the next one we're going to be looking at is, we're going to be looking at step after step or step by step. Step after step or step by step. All right? Take it step after step and take it step by step. Which of them is correct? Which do you think is correct? The word step after step is wrong. I've heard it. When you teach English for a while, I've not taught for so long, but I've been teaching English for, some 3 years now, over 3 years, I guess. Yeah, I've been teaching English for over 3 years, and you hear a lot of things that you didn't even believe people could say, right? And I've actually heard someone say step after step, right? No, it might be sounding very touche, but no, it's wrong. It's step by step. You rather say one by one or one after the other than saying step after step. No, that's wrong. It's ungrammatical. The right thing to say is step by step. Okay? The next one we're going to be looking at is similar to what we just talked about. seek for or seek. S-E-E-K. Seek for or seek. So look at this example. Drivers are advised to seek for professional license, and drivers are advised to seek professional license. There is no need to add the preposition for to seek, because when you seek, you are looking for something. So we advise drivers to look or to seek for alternative routes, and we advise drivers to seek alternative routes. When you seek for something, or when you seek something, you don't need to ask. You don't need to add the word or the preposition for. You can just seek something. You don't need to seek for, right? So seek for is another redundancy. You just seek, basically. Just seek it. Seek. So, I don't even think the Bible says seek for. Do you think the Bible says seek for? I think the Bible says seek, you know. Blessed are those who seek something, whatever, I don't know. But the right thing to say is seek. Shuttle along versus shuttle between. Shuttle along versus shuttle between. Now, okay, I frequently shuttle along Lagos and Ibadan. And I frequently shuttle between Lagos and Ibadan, which is correct. Shuttle along does not go. You don't shuttle along, you shuttle between. When you shuttle between, you are saying you are traveling, I travel that route, right? You are traveling between Lagos and Ibadan. So the right thing to say is shuttle between, not shuttle along, all right? Most of these things are just preposition errors, okay? We see some of the errors we have treated so far, they are just preposition errors. By, use by, we are supposed to use with, you are supposed to use by, use for, of, and so on. Okay, so it's just basically preposition error. If you know the right preposition, right, you'd reduce the amount of grammatical errors that you make on a daily basis. All right. Sleep over the matter versus sleep on the matter. Do you sleep over the matter or sleep on the matter? So imagine somebody's telling you, could you give me, let me sleep over the matter, or let me sleep on the matter. Now, when you delay a decision so that you can give your own, so that you can go and think about it. You don't sleep over it, you sleep on it. Remember, this is an idiomatic expression. So leave the prepositions the way they are, right? They do not concern you. You are not supposed to get the idea from what you are seeing. There's a meaning, there's an underlying meaning to every idiomatic expression, right? And the words they use, the prepositions they use, and how they use it is not the problem. It is grammatically correct as long as it is an idiom, right? It's not you to put the preposition you feel or the word you feel suits it better, right? The reason it's called an idiom is because it has its own words, right? That means different things. So you don't sleep over the matter, you sleep on the matter, okay? The next one, now this one is a Nigerian thing. I don't know where they got it from, but then I hear it very, very, constantly. Settle down. Settle down versus get married. Settle down versus get married. Mr. Sheyi, when are you going to settle down? Or Mr. Sheyi, when are you going to get married? Which of them is correct? For Mr. Sheyi comes to beat me now. Mr. Sheyi, when will you settle down? Mr. Sheyi, when will you get married? Now, the idea of settling down, human beings don't settle down. They are not water, or they are not dust. You can say the dust, when the dust settles down, I will, they don't settle, human beings don't. I don't think, are there situations where you can say to people to settle down? Maybe, I know teachers say to their students when they are being rowdy and say they settle down. I don't know if it's, I don't think it's wrong in that situation, but when it's as regards marriage, settle down is not correct. So, because, and one of the reasons why you cannot use settle down for somebody or to talk to somebody about is because, or when it talks to marriage, because settle down is ambiguous. I just said that teachers use it to tell their students to, calm down. And people can say it to dust, like when the dust settles down, when it is not all over the place, or when the water settles. So it's very, very ambiguous. It could mean different things in different circumstances and situations. So using settling down for marriage is wrong. It is ungrammatical and is not acceptable. So just tell the person, when are you going to get married? When are you going to get married? Instead of saying, when are you settling down? There's nothing to settle down. It's not a fight. It's not a rowdy. It's not water. It's not dust. Okay? So humans don't settle down. As regards marriage, they just get married. Okay? All right. There's this another common error in English. People say, now when you know the thing about these things is that, or these things are, when people say them, they feel they are being professional, right? And I think the beauty of English is in its simplicity. Now it can get complex at times, but then just try to stay as simple as possible. You'll be much more respected when you are simple and everybody can understand what you're saying than when you try to be, to overdo it. What Yorubas call asheju. It's not compulsory that you sound so professional. Okay? Yes, in some situations it's necessary, but even in those situations, simplicity will be highly appreciated. Right? I mean, what's the point of communicating if all you are saying if all you are saying are errors? I mean, and people don't understand you, right? So now somebody says, "Say me well to your husband." I hear it almost every day. Say me well to your mom. Say me well to your mom. And they'll be sound like they're educated. Hey, okay. Now you hear people also say, "Greet your husband for me," or "Greet your mommy for me." That's even much better. That's better than say me well to your mother or something. You could just say, "Give your husband my greetings." That's fine. Give your brother my greetings. Okay? That's much better. That's simple enough. The person understands. Which one say me well to yours? Don't mind me. Okay? I just like to pass my message across in a very funny way. So don't say me well to your husband. Just say, "Give your husband my greetings," or give my greetings to your husband, or send my regards. Okay? Or give my regards to your husband. That's much better. Okay? Sponsor versus sponsorer. Sponsor versus sponsorer. The word sponsorer is ungrammatical. It is not it does not exist. There's no word like sponsorer. Your sponsor, someone who sponsors you, is your sponsor. So you don't say Dr. Mike is my sponsorer. No, Dr. Mike is my sponsor. Somebody who sponsors you is your sponsor. So do not say my sponsorer. Okay? The next thing we're going to be talking about is shake me, or shake hands with me. So when people are talking about that movement where people hold hands, right? Maybe in respect or in greeting, right? You know what I mean by shake me. When people say shake me is actually wrong. Okay? Shake me is wrong. If we're going to look at shake me literally, we are trying to say the person should carry you and shake you. You know what it means to shake? You carry something and shake it. Right? So if you say that to somebody, that's what you are telling the person to do to you. Like probably just carry you and shake you up in all directions. That's what shake me means. But if you're going to be direct and say what you actually mean the way it should be, you're going to say, shake hands with me. Shake hands with me. That's the easiest and that's the grammatical way to say it. You don't shake somebody, you shake hands with the person. Okay? Let's look at another one. The difference between scratching and itching. Scratching versus itching. Scratching versus itching. A lot of people do not know the difference between scratching and itching. They don't know when something is, they don't know when to use scratch, and they don't know when to use itch. All right, let's look at this sentence. My head is scratching me, and my head is itching me. The action of you, using your nails to, go up and down your body is scratching. The feeling of something, on your skin, creating a feeling for you or a disturbance for you is itching. So your body itches you and you scratch it. Your body does not scratch you. Your body itches you and then you scratch it. So you say, okay, for ladies now, ladies will understand this better. So you don't say my hair is scratching me. I know their hair scratches them a lot. So you don't say my hair is scratching me. You say my hair is itching me and I am scratching it. Do you get the idea? So scratching is, itching is, something that is done by your body, just give you an uneasy feeling. Now, it is you that scratches. Your body does the itching or something does the itching. Do you understand? So you don't scratch, you don't itch, right? You scratch. Your body does not scratch, your body itches, okay? All right, there's another word. I think it's also a Nigerian thing. It's very, very common among us. Okay, so you go to a shop and then there's this box of glass, you know, where they display some of the things they sell. What do you call that glass? People call it a show glass, okay? A show glass. Now, the word show glass is a wrong word. There is nothing like show glass. You do not have show glass. What you have is showcase. A showcase. So a showcase is a box, could be rectangular, it could be square shaped, right? It's a box, you know, that has made of glass and maybe sometimes aluminum to hold the glasses together, made of glass to, you know, display goods or display things. So you could see jewelry in a showcase, not a show glass. There's nothing like a show glass. It's a showcase. So you see them put maybe earrings, jewelry, you know, neck chains, whatever. They put it in a showcase, not a show glass. The word show glass is wrong. Okay? All right. There's this word that that has generated a lot of controversy over the years, and it's the word showcase, right? Showcase. Now, we just treated that, and I think it's very, very important that we talk about it right after we just treated what showcase is. Now, showcase, like we treated just now, is a noun, right? But showcase can also be a verb, okay? It can also be a verb. People have said you cannot use showcase as a verb. You have to use exhibit or display. Don't mind them. Showcase could also mean, you know, you could use it as a synonym for exhibit or display. So you can say John chose to showcase his ability at the museum, okay? You can exhibit, you can display, right? So he chose to what? Showcase his ability, which is fine. So showcase is actually okay to use. The next one we're going to be looking at is the word salty. Salty. I know is it salty or sultry? Salty or sultry. So your food can be salty, not sultry. Don't make the mistake of actually saying sultry, S-A-L-T-R-Y. So you don't have sultry, you have salty. Your food can be salty, or the whatever is salty, the ability of or the quality of having too much salt or excess salt, okay? So it is salty, not sultry. All right, we're going to put an end to this class at this point, and in the next class, we're going to take more common errors in English and, you know, be one step further in making you have an effective communication on a daily basis. So until next class, where we take more errors in English, I'll see you there. Stay safe. My name is Jesse Josh.